Hey everybody, I'm Jack Rita, and I'm the designer of Cosmic Odyssey, which is the 7th expansion for Cosmic Encounter. Now it includes the Cosmic Campaign, but it also includes several cosmic buckets worth of additional content for previous variants, and it includes several new variants. So there's a lot of value packed into that box. Now, one of the new variants is actually a reimagining of a very old variant, and it is Lux. And Lux is basically the new Lucre. But if you're not familiar with Lucre, Lux is kind of like an economy element that is added to Cosmic Encounter. You're able to earn Lux tokens, which you can then spend on rewards. But there are other effects that can be in the game with Lux. The way it works is whenever the offense launches their ships, for each ship they don't launch up to their maximum, they're going to put a Lux into the hyperspace gate with their ships. So, for example, you can launch up to 4 ships, but if they only launch 3, then you're going to put 1 Lux in the hyperspace gate, which they will collect at the end of the encounter. But there's always going to be 4 Lux brought into the encounter. So for each Lux that's not in the hyperspace gate, it's actually being pushed by the hyperspace gate, and the system owner will collect that Lux at the end of the encounter. So in that case, where there's 1 Lux in the hyperspace gate, there will be 3 Lux that the defense, presumably the defense, but the system owner will collect. And of course, anytime you would get 3 Lux or add 3 Lux, you're actually going to add an Ultra Lux, which is a bigger and better Lux token that's worth 3. So that's kind of how Lux works. And then everyone's going to have these Lux cards. You're going to be dealt 2, and you're going to choose 1 at the start of the game. They all have a Lux market on one side of them, and that is one of the sides that you can have up, and the other side is going to have a unique effect. So that falls into 3 categories. You have the Relux ones, which are other ways to gain Lux. You have the Deluxe ones, which are ways for you to spend it, and then ways for other people to pay you for that effect. And then you have the Ultra Lux ones, which give you unique ways you can use your Ultra Lux tokens. In this video, I wanted to talk about my 3 favorite Lux cards from each of those 3 types. So just to go over again the Lux market, when this side is the one that you have face up, well, actually, you're going to have the 2 cards. One's going to have your unique effect, and the other is going to be the Lux market. So when you're the offense, you're going to use the Lux market to set the price for how much it costs in Lux to buy rewards. So rewards, your ships from the warp that you're going to return to colonies, cards from the deck, and if you have the reward deck, those cards as well. But as the offense, you can say, you know what, I want to have exclusive rights for those rewards, but it will cost you 3 Lux each. You can try to talk another player into having exclusive between you to lower that price to 2 Lux, or you can just say it's a free-for-all. Everybody can buy rewards, and it's 1 Lux each, and it lets you get more for your Lux, but it also lets other people get more as well. So you're always going to have this, and the offense can set it at 3 and then not spend any, just so they can make sure nobody else can get any as well. You can look around and say, all right, I've got 3 Lux, and I'd like to spend 2 of it. And you see somebody else with 2 Lux, and you're like, all right, it's safe for us to get cards. You're not going to be a threat if they let you get 1 reward. So I like that flexibility. But the unique effects are fun as well. So let's take a look at my 9 favorite cards, 3 in each category. We're going to start with the Relux. So these have a little bit of a green border on the side, and it says Relux at the top. And again, these are additional ways that you can earn Lux. So the first one is called Auxiliary Lux Scoop. So this works when you are an offensive ally, and it's at the end of the alliance. So after you ally with the offense, you may gain an amount of Lux equal to 4 minus the number of ships you send. So if you would gain exactly 3 Lux tokens, gain an Ultra Lux. So it really lets you get the exact same bonus that the offense is getting. You send 2 ships, you're going to get 2 Lux. You send 1 ship, you're going to get an Ultra Lux. So maybe you won't get as many invitations to the offense. People are like, oh, he's going to get so much Lux. We can't let her get another Ultra Lux because you'll only send one ship. Well, that's part of the charm of Cosmic Encounter is you have to work those things out. But this is a great way to pick up some more Lux while you're joining on with the offense. They just shouldn't expect you to send a lot of ships. The next one is called Bootleg Market. So this one, again, when you are the offense, so it's during your regroup, instead of retrieving a ship from the warp, you may gain 1 Ultra Lux token. So that is a nice trade-off there, especially because you can spend Lux to get ships out. So if you're going to get an Ultra Lux here, now what you can't do with an Ultra Lux is make change. So the Ultra Lux, again, it's worth 3 Lux. But let's say you're like, I want to spend that Ultra Lux to get 2 of my ships out. You get the 2 ships out, but you don't get 1 Lux from the bank. There's no bank per se. Now you can make deals with other people. That's one of the great things about Lux is that you can bribe people with it whenever you want, and you can include Lux in deals. You can be like, all right, let's do a colony for colony, and yeah, hand over an Ultra Lux, or I'll give you 2 Lux if you will give me your hand. And so it really heightens deals. But like I said, you can just say, hey, invite me along, and I'll throw 2 Lux at you. That really opens up the possibilities. And then finally, we have another one of my favorites is Surge Protector. So after a player plays an artifact with Zap in its name, you get 3 Lux. So Card Zap, Ship Zap, and of course Cosmic Zap. It's nice to get 3 Lux. So you're gaining 3 Lux. You are not gaining an Ultra Lux. And you can't just take an Ultra Lux. The only way you can gain an Ultra Lux is when 3 Lux would be added into the encounter specifically. Then you must use an Ultra Lux. Or if an effect says you get an Ultra Lux. All right, the next type we're going to look at is called the Deluxe. So we had Relux. These are Deluxe. They have a little bit of a blue border. And the way these work is it gives you a unique way to spend Lux, but it is an effect that other players can also take advantage of, but they are paying you some or all of that Lux in order to get that advantage. So again, it's a nice way to open things up and add new possibilities to what can happen in a game. So our first one is called Liquefier. So the way Liquefier works is as the defense, before cards are selected, you may spend any amount of Lux to discard 1 card from your hand for each Lux you spend. So you're looking to get a new hand. So you're spending your Lux to just get rid of stuff so that you can then draw a new hand. Now, when you're not the defense, before cards are played, the defense may pay you 1 Lux to discard 1 card from their hand. So other players can't go hog wild like you can as the Liquefier, but it's really handy for you to be able to cycle out cards that you don't need. So get that Lux as quick as you can so you can do that. The next one is called Patron. So the way the Patron works is when you are an ally, after cards are revealed, you may spend any amount of Lux to add 3 to either side's total for each Lux you spend. And that's big. That is like reinforcements right there. Now, if you are not a main player or ally, so you have to not be involved in the encounter, after cards are revealed, each ally may pay you 1 Lux to add 3 to either side's total. So again, it's a little bit curtailed from your version of it. But it's nice to get a little extra Lux from other people. You just have to not be involved when that happens. And then finally, we have the reassurance agent. So here you can spend 2 Lux to resolve this effect, or another player can pay you 2 Lux to resolve it. Before a player would collect compensation, double the amount of compensation that player collects. And that can be very big as well. I like to do that very early in the game if I can. And just pick up a bunch of cards. And in a game with rewards, that can be really big too, although watch out for those rifts. And then finally, we have the Ultra Lux cards. And these have a little bit of a purple, which the Ultra Lux have as well. And in fact, you can see that is the Ultra Lux. That's what the Ultra Lux looks like, whereas Lux looks like that as well. I actually use little crystals in my set. I like the tactile feel of them, but the Ultra Lux cards give you unique ways for you to be able to use your Ultra Lux. And I just dropped one. So here I go. And I'm back. So let's take a look at that. First of all, we have Double Ultra Luxurious Lifestyle. And that name was from Frank Brooks at Fantasy Flight. I don't remember what the name of it was, but this one was better. So the way this works is as any player except the offense, when you buy rewards using Lux, if you pay with at least one Ultra Lux token, you gain 2 additional rewards. So this is a really nice benefit for you. Remember, the offense is going to be setting the price, but a lot of times the offense gets greedy and they just set it for 1 because they want to get as many of those rewards as they can. And now you are really able to take advantage of that, because even if all you have is an Ultra Lux, that's going to get you 3 rewards plus 2 more, so 5 for the cost of 3. So that is a great deal right there. Our next one is called Liberator. And the way this one works is during your regroup phase, you may spend 1 Ultra Lux token to free all of one player's ships from the warp, if that player has given you their permission. Now, of course, that player can be you. So what you can do is you can commit ships as the offense and as an ally with reckless abandon, especially when you know you have an Ultra Lux, because when it gets to your regroup, you can just get all of your ships out of the warp. So that is handy, but it's good for deals too. So you can say, I'll tell you what, why don't you do this and give me a colony, give me some whatever. I see you're down a lot of ships. I can, on my next encounter, I can free all of your ships from the warp as part of that deal. Now, technically, that's a non-binding element on there, but again, think about the metagame. Think about the metagame. And then finally, we have Palm Greaser. And the way this one works is during a deal, you may spend 1 Ultra Lux token, and then both main players may establish 1 more colony than normal as part of this deal. So that is, for most of the time, that is a 2-colony exchange that's possible. Now, if you have Epic Oratory going on, then that's 3 colonies that you could do in a deal. And that's going to have to go on the next Cosmic Bucket List, a 3-colony deal, since we know that it's possible. So those are my favorite. There are 24 of these Lux cards. And if you know me and if you've watched this channel, then you know that I like to make additional cards. And I am now about to delve into making some additional Lux cards. If you've got some that you've done or have ideas for some, by all means, share them. And I will definitely think about adding those in there. But I love that there's 24. That means there's 8 of each type. And 8 is the magic number, really, in Cosmic Encounter. So you could have an 8-player game. And you could set it up where you're like, all right, everyone is getting a deluxe card. We're just going to deal out those. Or we're only dealing out Ultra Lux. Or we're going to deal out 1 of each. And everyone's going to get a chance to choose which one they want to have as their unique effect. Which one will be their marker for the Lux market, and then which one is just removed from the game. I love that flexibility in there. So I love to do things in Cosmic Encounter in denominations of 8, just so that you can, curate your experience. I like doing that in Cosmic Encounter. And this also means that I will be making some New Age cards that will also say, yes, we're going to use Lux, but only use Ultra Lux cards, or only use Relux cards, etc., etc. So a nice way to, again, get a very specific kind of Cosmic Encounter experience. That's it for this one. Let me know what you think. What are your favorite Lux market cards? Not the market cards, but of course the other ones. And what do you think of Lux, and if you're using it? I like it a lot. I always liked Lucre, but it was just a little bit off, and I'm really happy with how Lux turned out. So hopefully you like it as well. And give it a shot if you haven't. It's another one of the great reasons to pick up Cosmic Odyssey, which is the biggest expansion ever made for a Cosmic Encounter. I think it's better than more Cosmic Encounter. I don't know. We'd have to tally everything up just to make sure, but it's pretty big, and it's totally worth it. It's got so much value. Even if you weren't to use, you're like, we're never going to use any of the new variants. Everything else, there's so much. Or we're never going to use a campaign. Everything else is still worth the price of admission. So pick that up. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.